What's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking back in, and hey, thanks for the new subscribers. Um, Appreciate it. So, am I done chasing my tail over PA gear and 10-inch speakers to do the job I was looking for? Probably not, but maybe, because I like new gear. But I just wanted to do a video and clarify why I've gotten rid of some things. Well, especially over the last summer, why I've had some things and got rid of them, don't have them no more. But I will tell you, I'm sitting here still warming up. It's cold here in Michigan. Got just a little bit of snow on the ground. I mean, just a little, kind of like a dusting, but it's cold, still under freezing. And I just got done unloading a pair of 10-inch tops. And what they are might surprise you if you have followed any of my little journey the last few months. So. Kind of surprises me, but I don't want to make a big deal out of it yet because, again, I want them to be keepers. I want them to work out. But here's how the journey went, and I want to explain a couple things. So, I decided in January of this year to buy an Evolve 30M, and I'm of the mindset of 2 is 1, 1 is none type thing. So I always buy 2 tops, and even though columns are expensive, a couple months later I bought a second column. And I don't know if there was one time, I think there was one time that we actually used the second column, and I can almost guarantee that it wasn't needed, but we had it. And then there was a handful of times that I just took the second one along in case something went wrong with the first one. So here's the thing, I did a bunch of videos on those 30Ms, and I did outside videos, inside videos, the house videos, barn videos. You know, you guys seen some of them, and everything that I said about those 30Ms, I meant. I liked them. Light, easy to throw around, set up. The application for your phone, I used it on my device. It was flawless, and it worked absolutely great. I thought the sound was good. I do find that when I have friends in the crowd who have an ear for sound and stuff, I do find when I use columns, and this would be mostly the 30Ms or the Evolve 50, that I'm thinking of one buddy in particular may say, hey, you may want to turn the lows down a little bit, you know, because I think maybe I've had the lows turned up a little bit for two-way tops, and then now you got a 10 or a 12-inch sub on the floor, and obviously it's reproducing those lower frequencies a little bit easier. So I do find I have to be a little bit more careful using columns, but that is absolutely not the reason I got rid of them. The reason I got rid of them was because when I use them outside and I turn them up, though I think I get into this a little bit too much, though I believe they would have provided adequate coverage and sound throw, I found that when I did have to push them a little bit, that on the back of the unit itself, it would start, limit would start flashing before I expected it to. Now that's no fault of the unit. Matter of fact, I've read that Electro-Voice has them set up that way, so that to let you know before they get into protection. And I never seen them light up solid. I believe it's solid when they're kind of starting to protect themselves, but it was only flashes. And again, that's no fault of the 30M itself, and I still think they sound great. I don't know if I can say I heard sound degradation once they got up, into the limit flashing. I can't say that. Thought they sounded great. They're easy. They're portable. The app worked great. Everything I said about them, I really meant. It's my fault for buying the wrong tool for the job. I had the Evolve 50s years ago, and those, I still got this story. I was outside facing like that way, and there's a guy literally 1/8 of a mile up the road. This is farm field stuff, but 1/8 of a mile up the road sent me a message telling me that he could hear me. And those were the Evolve 50s facing the other way. And I did not have those Max. So those are just an incredible unit. So anyways, with that being said, I hope I'm covering everything with the Evolves. Oh, another thing too is that I thought I would just go wired stuff, but ultimately I found that, for us to use the wireless stuff, I was throwing the wireless on the ground behind the units. So because of that, I started using one of my Yamaha mixers. So I used an outboard mixer with it. That's how I was gigging with them, because I wanted to use wireless. Why do I want to use wireless? Because I can deploy and undeploy our wireless setup. I have it set up quicker than I can do with microphones and cables. Okay, so our mics, I can do two mics, two wireless mics, and a wireless guitar quicker than I can deploy, including the cables and everything, and trying to make them look halfway neat and stuff, quicker than I can do wired stuff. So anyways, that's why. Good units. I bought the wrong tool for the job, but that's why I got rid of those. I was using outboard mixer anyways, because I decided I was sticking with wireless, and that's what we've been doing the rest of the years is wireless. And I bought the wrong tool for the job. I can't say nothing bad about them. That's my fault. So I decided to buy RCF Art 910As. I buy a couple of those. If you follow this, you'll see a couple of videos on those Art 910As. And so I had the Arts, put a lot of practice time in them. No complaints about them. I definitely found them brighter than my DXRs or my DXR 12s or my DBR 10s, of course being Yamaha. But what happened was, and why I've sent those two tops back, was because we were getting ready for a gig in which it was going to be outside, and I knew that we were going to, I was going to run them harder than just a small indoor thing. So I decided to do what I do. I'm a big proponent of know your gear. So I put those up and I turned them up a little bit, turn them up, crank them. I like going out, 30, 40 yards and stuff, and just having a nice, big, clear sound. That's what I like, because for what we do as an acoustic duo, no matter who I duo with, we, or solo, we sometimes need that. Not all the time, but I bought them to fill that role because I was thinking about getting rid of the DXR 12s. So what happened was, and I think I mentioned this before, maybe a couple months ago, when I turned one of the RCF, the Art 910As up, I captured it on my phone. Actually I heard it first. There was a rattling coming from the front side of the speaker, not the back side, because you remember I had that issue with the Yamaha DXR 10s. And that was reported by other people too before I ran into that problem. So there was a rattling coming, and this is just vocals and guitars. This is not canned playback music or nothing. Vocals and guitars. First time I'd heard this emitting from the front of the speaker. And you know what? I was frustrated at that point. You guys know how much those speakers cost. They're most certainly not the most expensive, and they're most certainly not the cheap. And they come with a good reputation. So I was just frustrated, and I got with the retailer that I purchased them from, disclosed the issue, and returned them. So now I'm getting frustrated, because at the same time I told a buddy of mine I would sell him my two Yamaha DBR 10s, of which had been 100% flawless, quiet, push, not push, the set and the other. They had been flawless, nice, lightweight, small, compact, 10-inch speaker. And so now the Evolves are gone. I'm sending the Arts back. Now, sure, I could have got them replaced 100%, but I was frustrated. And the DBR 10s are gone. So, and I still have video on my phone. I may do a video of the sound that those Arts emitted. And again, this is not this is not to be a bash on a company or anything like that. This is just my experience that I had. The retailer was very good, and things were good. And if you remember too, if you follow this at all, you will know that I'm a big fan of Yamaha gear. I have owned a lot, still own a lot, and Yamaha power sports stuff. So, when I bought some DXR 10 Mark IIs earlier this year, that's what started this, was part of this whole fiasco, is that they had that buzzing on the back on certain guitar notes. And I did a video on that showing that. So this is not to bash on the RCF. I understand things happen, but I also test my stuff, and little things that I can't deal with, I just send them back. I'm not going to deal with it. I would have loved to be happy with those. Let me tell you something else about the Arts, though. The Arts, if you watch my little short video, the Arts were getting close to the size of the Yamaha DXR 12s. And when they came in, they were a bigger 10-inch than what I thought, because I was so used to Yamaha, my original DXR 10s years ago. I was so used to that size and the Yamaha DBR 10 size. Those Art 910s were big. So I honestly didn't mind getting rid of them, but if they didn't have that problem, I would not have gotten rid of them. But knowing what I know now size wise, I might as well just get their 912s if I was going to try another RCF Art Series. Might as well just get their 912s, because that way you get 3 handles and not just one top handle on the 910. So anyways, Evolves are gone, Arts are gone, DBRs. My buddy took one, the other one sold, so I'm not gigging with it. I haven't even practiced with it yet. You know, he's buying it because he bought the other one. Excuse me. So I'm just basically storing it here. So I decided to try a speaker that had intrigued me for a while, and that was the Electro-Voice ELX 200 10Ps. So I order in a pair of those, and I do some testing on those, and I never did the club, the music, or the, I think, speech setting. I just kept them on live. Looking back now, I thought, I don't know if they sounded quite full enough for me, but yet I also found with the Evolves, I got a much more full and rich sound when I would put them on club setting. That's the Evolve 50 and the 30M. So, but the problem with the Evolves was, and this may be petty, and that's okay, but when I would change settings from my phone using that app, that Quick Smart app, when I would change settings on my phone, let's say I had a sub I was going to use with it. If it was a non-EV sub and I wanted to cut it at like 80 hertz or just 100, I'm trying to remember how it was now. My phone would say one thing. My phone would indicate it went to 100, but then it would automatically resort back to the previous setting, whether it was no filter on there, or whether it was 80, or whether it was one of the preset for the EV subs. But yet I would go up to the speaker and it would be changed to what I set it to. So my phone would change for a few seconds and then it would come back. It would revert back to the last setting. But I would always go up to the speaker and I would check, and it was at where I set it at. So this may seem like a petty thing to you, and I can understand that. But the problem is, I know me, and a little bit OCD, and I like stuff to be the way it should be. And when I look at my phone, if I'm using that Quick Smart app, when I look at it for something, it needs to be reflecting exactly what that speaker is. So what that told me is I could never trust where that speaker really was. And I don't want to get in a situation where I constantly keep going up and checking the back of the speaker through the encoder and everything, when if I'm using the app, it should be right there. So anyways, I got with EV support, and they were very prompt in answering questions and trying to work through the problem. Ultimately, though, I sent those speakers back. So that's a deal. That's a deal with the 30Ms. That's a deal with the Arts. That's the deal with the ELXs. That's the deal why I don't have my DBR10s. But this morning I just did get in 2 new 10-inch tops. And like I said, what I got may surprise you. I think I talked about everything that I wanted to, and maybe I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say here. Oh yeah, maybe if I get to it, and I should get to it because I need to delete some videos, is put a video of that RCF rattling in the front. Again, read lots of great things about those speakers. I've tried RCF a couple different times. I just haven't had good luck. But that was my experience. But I know they're getting a good reputation and have been around for a while. But anyways, that's the deal. Thanks a lot. I hope everything's going well. Merry Christmas to everybody coming up. And, keep gigging, putting a smile on people's faces. So I'm sure I'll do a video here in a little bit on what speakers I got. I'm looking at them right now. Matter of fact, I got them out of the box. They're warming up in there. So, because I'm going to fire them up here in a few minutes. So, anyways, you guys be good. God bless you. See you next time.